Hi everybody, Mr. Politics here, and welcome to another video. The Tories are facing wipeout at the next election. It's been predicted that the Tories will only have 14 seats the next election if an election was held tomorrow. That's the prospect of the Tories, what the Tories are facing at the next election. And it serves them right. Couldn't have happened to a nicer bunch. They deserve everything that they're going to get at the next election for what they've done to this country. Nobody got any sympathy for the Tories. I mean, they've got a new leader, haven't they? Tammy Bagonot. He doesn't seem to be making any difference. He doesn't seem to be turning the Tories' fortunes around. And everybody's saying that they're done. And according to this poll that just came out, they'll only have 14 seats. Would be an absolute disaster for the Tories. The Tories would just then become extinct. They'd be like the dinosaurs. They would be like the dinosaurs. They'll become extinct. There won't be a Tory party after the next election if this turns out to be true. Because people have long memories of what the Tories have done when they've been in government. I mean, we had 14 years of Tory rule from 2010 up until last year, 2024, at last year's general election. It was an absolute nightmare. We had Cameron. He didn't know what he was doing. He was useless. And then we had George Osborne as a useless chancellor. People said that, yeah, he was the one who brought in this austerity thingy when he was chancellor. We had benefit cuts. We had a freeze on benefits. Nobody could have a rise, get a rise on their benefits for a long while. And of course, he used to have a big smile on his face, hadn't he? A big smirk on his face. Osborne did what he did with the economy. And of course, when Cameron left, because we had a EU referendum, didn't we? And we voted to leave. He didn't like it. He resigned. And then we had all the other clowns that followed. We had Theresa May. She was useless. He nearly lost the election, didn't she? To Jeremy Corbyn. Then we had Foon Boris. He turned out to be a complete clown. Look what happened in COVID. Everybody else had to follow the COVID restrictions, but he and the rest of his Downing Street mob who worked at Downing Street, they celebrated his birthday. That was followed by the disastrous Liz Truss, and then we ended up with useless Sunak. And now the Tories have got another useless idiot, Bagonot. But it looks like it's going to be very grim for the Tories. They won't be a Tory party after the next election if that poll comes true. Then the Tories will only have 14 MPs for a that would they deserve after all they deserve it, don't they? For what they've done to the country. I mean, look how many times they changed their leader. It was every 5 minutes. We had every 5 minutes there seemed to be a leadership contest. Like I've said, we had Theresa May. She didn't last long. Then we had buffoon Boris. He didn't last long. Liz Trust. She didn't last long, and nor did Rishi Sunak. He didn't last long. I don't think Kemi Baganot is going to last long after the next election. In fact, if they do as badly as they say they're going to do, then she'll be gone. Because there won't be a Tory party for anybody to lead, and the Labour won't be doing any better. They'll only have 160 odd MPs. They'll lose no end of MPs at the next election. So it looks like we might end up with a reform government. Nigel Farage as Prime Minister. That would be a shock, wouldn't it, if that was to happen? We were to wake up on after the election to find that he was Prime Minister. Everybody's predicting he could become Prime Minister, but nobody really wants him as Prime Minister, do we? But you never know. Stranger things have happened. I mean, look what happened last year. They voted for this lot in. We voted for Starmer as Prime Minister. But yes, it looks like the Tories at the next election are going to face a wipeout, which they deserve for what they've done not only the last 14 years, but in the past when we had John Major as Prime Minister. And of course, we had Maggie Thatcher. She started all this, and we've been paying for it since. Well, anyway, that's the end of this video. To Politics here signing off. And remember, don't believe the lies.